Oh, hello.
Hello and welcome.
Hello. Hello everyone. This is Donkey Kong Country 2 Unveiled. It is a ROM hack created by emptysys, who is commentating with me.
What's up, people? I'm here.
And I also have a friend and fellow Unveiled runner, suus, with me. He's going to help commentate with Empty.
Hello.
And yeah, so I saw that the donation was silver and gold, so that's the color palette we have. Let's just get this started. I'm gonna count down and then let my commentators go from there. So if we're
Good luck.
ready, thank you. Are we good to go?
I mean, ready when you are.
Same.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everything was good on their end.
I hope you got your colors and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah, silver and gold is already set. I'm good to go. Hit it. All right. So cut down from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Let's go. All right, rolling right in. First stage, Bouncy Bay. Not much to talk about this one actually. It's just like clean movement and stuff, just rolling and jumping as we know it from vanilla Donkey Kong Country, right? So yeah, there's just some optimizing you got to do really here and try to get as much or as many rolls in as possible. This game is really hard. So this stage is one of the so-called bait stages that lets people think it is pretty alright. But in reality, it's quite hard.
Yep, it's definitely one of the easier stages in the game. Of course, one being 1-1.
Yeah, so this one is custom code actually. As you see, we entered the stage with 2 Kongs, but we only get 1 out of it, and it's the opposite Kong from the overworld. So in this case, we entered this with Dixie, so we get to play solo Diddy. If you enter it with Diddy, you get to play solo Dixie. That's why this stage is so difficult. This is what people call the rite of passage, pretty much, this stage right here. But it's really quick and really short, so...
Yep. And 1-3 Flitter of Flight also has custom coding. This is a Diddy only level. You can't actually even enter the stage as Dixie.
Yeah, I thought it would be too easy with Dixie, so I got rid of it. Straight up getting rid of it. Yeah, so this is only possible to enter with solo Diddy, and the problem when designing stages really is that it's really hard to limit things because DKC2 has this team up mechanic that is really strong, and you just skip a bunch of it with it. You can almost break like every mechanism, every stage entirely with it, so we always just make sure or I always just make sure to balance things around that because it's a really good tool to cheese levels and stuff.
Yep,
but yeah, we're gonna see a lot more stages where it's getting used to.
Yep, usually if there is cheese or something that's not intended, it most likely will utilize team upping or team throwing in some form or fashion.
Yeah, that's true. This one's a bit of an easier one, to be honest, right? This is pretty much the easiest one in the game, actually, this stage 1-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing really to say about this. You just want to optimize the rolls once again. You can roll into the water and you'll carry over the momentum, which is really cool. There's not really anything else to this other than, oh my god, you really have to be careful because I mean, you can get both Kongs for the record. This is not a solo Kong game the whole time, but we're not doing it here because it's really slow to pick up the barrels instead, and it also creates some lag. So.
Yeah, Blue also did a moonwalk there to spawn that enemy a bit later, so he can make a better cycle.
Yeah, this jump through the box is an intended shortcut that I put in. The game has a couple of these. Alright, you want to explain this one?
Yep, so 1-5, Rootless Ropes. There is going to be a major skip here, of course utilizing team throwing. So what Blue is doing right now is a Big Boy, and it's a trick where you throw your Kong partner to the or an enemy, and then you can get extra height from your jump, and here's going to be another one. And that will also store a super jump. What Blue used to get to that midway in a not intended way. And that
No,
skips
definitely not.
that skips like 3/4 of the stage or something.
Yeah, this stage is
It's
crazy.
really, really major.
Okay, so Crow, we all love Crow, right? In the first game, he was pretty annoying, right? But now there's Pits and Crocodiles, so I thought we'd make it a bit more challenging and add some stuff here and there. Blue just neatly got rid of that guy. So there's this thing in vanilla game, right? The last 2 eggs can either be fake or real, so this is very RNG dependent, so we'll see what he's gonna get here. Alright, 1 real egg, that's really good.
Now he only needs the second one.
And that's 2! Oh my god!
He got it.
Congrats, dude, that's crazy, actually. That deserves a POC champ in chat, please, because that's really not easy to get, to be honest. That's a really neat trick. Fakeless directly on the marathon. That's actually, I'm impressed right now. I'm actually losing it. I'm impressed.
PB pace, by the way.
This is PB pace, and probably world record pace, in fact, because Blue has been on world record pace many times. So yeah, just to clear things up real quick, I did kind of patch out Fakeless, so I kind of trolled you a bit there. He can, or I mean, I did patch in Fakeless, I should say. He can not get fakes in this game. So
yeah,
sorry.
It's always going to be Fakeless, which is really nice because Worlds 1 and 2 are really reset heavy in this game. It's really easy to die or make a mistake, unlike Ruthless Ropes. If you miss that skip, you're gonna lose some time that you have to reset. The Worlds 1 to Infinity. Yeah, the Worlds 1
Okay,
to
there's
Infinity.
a lot to talk about next stage.
Yeah,
Here,
go ahead.
Crazy stage. So you're supposed to escort a cannonball through this stage. We're not going to do that for the first half. What we're going to do here is we're going to big boy off of this enemy. And then we're going to team throw into this barrel, storing a super jump. Then we're going to do a 2-1 jump to reach this B and deboost off of it, getting to the DK coin and getting the barrel, the cannonball. So yeah. And all of this is done to skip the first half of the stage. Usually, you're supposed to escort the cannonball throughout the whole stage. I really made sure this is all of it is cheese-proof. But then we found that one thing, and I thought it was a neat strat, so I just kept it the way it is.
Yeah,
here. Yeah, you just team throw in there, and the rest of it is really just like platforming.
Yeah. And 2-1 jumps that Blue did to skip the first half, they are not easy. They are a 2-frame window to a 1-frame window.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 2-frame into 1-frame, and he did it first try. So that's really impressive, actually. And this time we're not kidding. Don't worry about it. We're done with the trolls.
Yeah.
For now, anyway. Okay. So 2-3 is scary. This is the major reset point, right? I mean, you gotta know this. You ran this game for a long time, right?
Yep, this is by far the hardest stage. This is like the first really difficult stage, and Blue is gonna go for a really sick strat, and he actually got it. That moonwalk that he did to spawn the cruncher in a good time, that's really hard to do. It's really tight.
Yeah. He could have easily died there. And one thing to mention here is this one is another custom code stage, so this one actually only allows you to enter the stage this time with Dixie only. So a lot of things as you. Oh wow, ballsy man!
Going for all the hard stuff on a marathon setting.
I'm dying right now. This is so
at
tense.
Least he got the midway.
At least he got it. Yeah, that's already pretty good for Blue, to be honest. Like he usually goes for all the crazy stuff without getting midways and stuff. This guy is on fire right now. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, I kid you not. This is not. I mean, it is difficult, but not that difficult. He makes it look really hard because he uses the best of the best strats you can find on this. This is really not recommended to go for. Oh my god.
Oh my.
He did everything.
Yeah. Pretty much all the strats there is Blue just did. So that was pretty much an IL of that level.
I'm legit losing my mind. That's crazy. That's just That's just madness, honestly. Yeah, like keep in mind, any mistake there could have just literally killed him, and that stage is not a quick one. That's not a short one, so you lose a lot of time. Usually, that's a reset for him if he dies there.
Yeah, deaths do lose a lot of time, and then because of the custom code and the level design, you're only Dixie, so every hit is a death.
Every hit is a death. That's true. This stage is once again just pure platforming. He grabs the safety midways though. I can really respect that move. Marathon
This is going to be a cool strat. You can use the Rampy charge to a Rampy double jump. We can talk about Rampy double jump later, but that's a cool strat.
Yeah.
It saves a lot of time over the intended riding the bees and not using the Rampy's charge.
Yeah. Here we see our friend Rambi again. Did you miss him already? Okay, he missed the first charge. That's fine. I'm super fine with that actually, because that would have caused a color palette glitch that I'm not liking a lot. So now it looks like a proper game. There you go. We fixed it. So yeah, he's currently using the snake called Ratley. Blue is an infamous player known for loving the snake. He always said his favorite animal buddy in the game. In fact, he sadly missed the double jumps there. Although he always practices them a lot, he perfected them actually. He's like a god at doing the snake double jumps.
Yeah, there is going to be a level up later in World 5. Where the snake is going to be used the entire level. So we can talk about the snake movement and the double jumps you can do with the snake and how they work later in World 5.
Yeah. You got any words to say about Cleaver? Do you like him?
I mean, I guess this is better than the original. At least it has some challenge to it. But the cannonball spawns are random, like they are in the original game. So no RNG manipulation by the man emptysys this time. The RNG is there.
Fun fact: I could have actually changed that. I'm gonna reveal it here on stream live, but I could have actually changed it. We found it, but I decided to keep it in because I thought it added some cool movement to it. Actually, it makes it a lot harder. I get that it's challenging, but yeah. So in the vanilla fight, you lose a second maybe at most or something due to a bad spawn of a cannonball. In this one, it's quite a bit more challenging if balls spawn down below the hill, for example, and the crocodile is still up. What you didn't see is he took care of those crocodiles really easily and quickly before they could even do anything. But the challenging part about this is they don't die to the actual cannonball like they usually do. So if you pick the cannonball up, you're kind of screwed. You will most likely take a hit.
Yeah, on your first playthrough, you are pretty much going to take a hit because you don't know that the cannonballs don't kill the gaboings.
Yeah, we're going into the tundra. This world has some major reset points. Oh god.
Or as Katoon, the famous SMW hack player says, Finland.
Yeah, it's true. The thing is that this stage is, as you can see, it is slippery ground. I don't know if you can actually see it, but all the platforms are slippery, and it'll be a theme throughout the whole world. These new purple crocodiles that you can see here are completely invulnerable, so jumping on them, rolling through them is not an option. Team throwing them, also not an option. And you could try throwing a TNT barrel or anything at them, but that's not an option, so it's fun times. Yeah, these clappers are nice. They usually help you out in the vanilla game. In this one, they just like kind of shove you into the pit and then clap at you, which is cool.
Yep.
Nice. Really nice.
That was really clean level, that one.
Yeah, these are really hard. So 3-1 and 3-3 in particular. Major reset point.
Yeah, pure platforming, hard platforming. Easy to die on.
Yeah.
Skipping to DK barrel.
Did he? Oh, that might have been an accident. Or he's just a god gamer or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Does this hack have infinite lives? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I can confirm I've seen the game over screen many times. So he might die here. Ooh. Wow.
But the startup life count is increased from the vanilla game, so you don't have to start with 5 lives.
Yeah, he went ballsy on this, not gonna lie. And he did get the
Yeah.
double life.
Yeah.
So,
if you're in the
yeah.
barrel when you get killed, you're gonna get killed again.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird glitchy thing. So the life count is increased. In the vanilla game, you start with 4 lives, and in this game, you start with 15, which is actually 16 because the 0th life also counts. But don't get confused. Don't worry, you're still gonna see the game over screen a lot more than you would like. So no worries about that. We got you covered. Yeah, and if this does look easy, it's not. It's difficult. And if this does looks, I mean, if it does look difficult, then you know it's not. It's super difficult. So yeah, a lot of people got really frustrated with this game.
Also, I guess it's good to mention that you don't need like big boys or anything like that. If you just want to beat the game any percent, you just pretty much have to know the basic movement mechanics like rolling, jumping, and so on.
Yeah.
It doesn't require anything special. Go ahead.
Yeah, this stage right here is ridiculously hard. Just saying. So the gimmick of this is that there's all these crockheads, and they're all colored the same way, yet some of them bounce you up, some of them bounce you up really hard, some of them just go up and down in the swamp, and some of them do nothing. And to add to that, we also added banana lines and stuff like that bait you into thinking that they would bounce you up and stuff, although they don't. What you've just seen was an in-game, was a death warp barrel, you could say, like a secret shortcut. They are all the way throughout the whole game, like just scattered around. They're kind of the replacement of warp barrels in vanilla, pretty much, right? But without warping the whole stage.
So this stage 3-4 actually has multiple routes, but the speedrun is going to take the Rambi routes because it's the fastest one.
Hell yeah. Also, yeah, so you can take all 3 animal buddies and decide. It's kind of like a pick your adventure stage, which is nice. But the fastest stage is kind of the secret path that goes to the right of the screen, which is actually, I mean, quite hidden, but most people still somehow find it first try. So yeah, this is actually a bit harder, and people sometimes think this is the main path. This is not. This is just for the DK barrel, DK coin. But yeah, you gotta race with the bee and then time a jump onto it to get over to the last platform.
Yeah, you're going to use a visual cue at the start if you spawn the bee right or not. If you did not, you're not gonna land on the bee on the last jump and fall into the pit.
Yeah. This one is super basic. This is like one of the most basic stages, pretty much like back to the roots vanilla style, like pure platforming and stuff, which is great, honestly. But the small little gimmick about this is like all these bananas have like a hidden hook behind it, and then there's also like these crooks that throw hooks at you while you go through the stage. But Blue found a hidden invul barrel to his advantage. Wow. Oh god, nice strat, really nice. And that got him through half the stage pretty much, because that one lasts really, really long.
Yep, this is my favorite level to IL. This is a lot of fun to run through. The movement is really, really fun at that stage.
Yeah.
So 3-6, fine climb. More skips coming. You can do a major skip on the first half using the DK coin route. Doing a damage boost. You would normally use invincibility barrel to get down here. This is really nice save.
really good. Yeah, that one is really hard. You need to deboost there, so you're always on one Kong, and it's really hard to do that movement because the invul frames that you get from deboosting run out really quickly. So that's a real oh wow, amazing strats, amazing strats.
Yeah, there is a easier deboost you can do, but of course Blue went for the harder one, and he actually saved it and got it.
Every night, dude, I wake up asking myself, how do I save time in Unveiled, and I just look at Blue and I'm like, okay, I'll never be.
Yo, same.
I'll just cry myself back to sleep, dude. All right, you ask yourself, how can we make Kudja harder? It's basically a glorified cut screen, right? Well, yeah, it is, but you can also just add brambles to it, so that makes it quite a bit harder, right?
And also, you will get fooled by the hitboxes of these planks when you play this the first time.
Oh yeah.
They are not quite there where you think them to be.
No, I got baited by them quite a few times. And it's kind of funny, if we talk about the progression of this stage, back in the day, like way back on release, when like I used to update this game for every world, and on the World 3 release, this stage only had the tiny plank that you can see on the right of the middle plank section, basically in every spot. So that was all there was to it. Like 3 or 4 of those. Yeah, release planks were not a fun memory. I mean, some of them, some people actually liked them and were like, no, baby rage, you can't nerf this, but it was really necessary. Because not only were they small, really small, but they were also the hitbox was really deceptive. It was really not where it should be.
Yeah, to put it into context, I know it sounds like a really little time for all of you Kaizo players out in chat, but I actually spent like 1.5 hours fighting this guy when this was harder than this.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. When you think of it just as a vanilla DKC boss, to be honest.
Yeah, yep.
There's not many hacks at all out there for DKC games, and even less that modify bosses.
Yeah.
This is quite the achievement for me.
So we are going to enter World 4, and this is when the difficulty really ramps up. Like, it just gets really much harder than Worlds 1 to 3. Some people even say that this is the hardest world in the game.
That's true. That is actually true. A lot of people actually say that this is the hardest world in the game, and soon you'll see why. Like, pretty much every stage of this is really hard. There is one stage that is kind of an exception. The other ones are pretty hard, and one stage is kind of like decently hard, I guess. Okay, he took a deboost there because he couldn't time the jump, but that's fine because he has 2 Kongs. Takes a safety midway, that's also clever.
Yeah, the biggest thing with World 4 stages is that they are long. If you die, you're gonna lose a lot of time.
Yeah, that's it. That's basically it too. Like, the thing is, not all of the stages are exactly hard all the time, but what makes it so difficult is consistency, right? You guys know this from SMW hacks too. Something gets really hard when it's just really taking you a long time to get through the stage, you know? If you have like long sections without midways, that's when it gets difficult. Yeah. This one is probably the easiest stage in World 4. This is just if Blue would not deboost into the first barrel, maybe. This is just an auto scroller, but with a little bit of a twist, it's a semi-auto scroller. So we keep jumping back and on and off these platforms, basically, and back onto the cart. We're hitching and ditching the cart, you could say. And I don't know if we got any donations, but this would be a good time to maybe read some of them out if we have some.
We have a donation to read. We got $13 from All the Low End. Says, good luck with the runs. Great event ran by great people for a great cause that does great things. You're all fantastic. And if you like what you're seeing here, please get some donations in for our pals at Direct Relief. We're here raising money with some of the most quality ROM hacks on Earth, and if you like what you see, we would love to see a little bit of a donation. Could we get like a $5 pun train going on or something? I am loving this run, though. Fantastic performance, execution, ROM hack all around. Please, keep it right on rolling.
Wow, the reputation, dude. I'm flattered, dude. Yeah, so, oh yeah, one thing to note, these blue bees, they're basically reskinned balloons from the original game. man, dude, they eat your inputs. They really do. And
Yeah,
yeah. If
Yeah, and
that's
same
not bad
story
enough
with the
yet-
planks in the
exactly, the
Cutzel
planks
fight.
too, and the crockheads too, by the way. So yeah, a lot of cool. Whoa, swag DK coin. Hello. Okay, we're just doing this now. All right, Blue. Good
Okay,
stuff,
so
good
before I let Empty talk about 4-3, like the craziest level in this hack, Blue is gonna go for a rampy double jump here to skip the rampy section, or like half of the rampy section, let's say.
Yeah.
So you do a double jump by releasing the charge, and then nice, he got it. And then holding the opposite direction on the D-pad, and then pressing jump again, and you can actually do a second jump.
Yeah, rampy double jumps are pretty free, but there's still some stuff you can mess up on them. So you know, not exactly super free at all times. Yeah. Alright. All speed. I'll explain this to you. As you can see, there's these animal sections. There's one in each corner of the map.
Empty, by the way, your mic was on robot mode for like 20 seconds, so we couldn't hear you for like 20 seconds.
Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry. I went full robot. I hope I'm back now.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay, so this is crazy. This stage is really, really crazy. Where was I? Yeah, it's really difficult because not only are these sections difficult, you also need to be really consistent. And yeah, it's a 4-room castle. If you've ever seen that one Yoshi's Island stage, you can help me out real quick, Suus. Which one is that?
4-4.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit like that. You have 4 sections, one in each corner, and they all have a different animal body. And you might have already figured out how it works. You need to beat all of them independently because this game doesn't save sprites killed, right? So if you go restart the stage, they won't still be killed. And the thing is, there's this narrow path here. You also deboost in here intentionally all the time, so there's no way to cheese it. And there's 4 bees in there, and for each animal beat, you get 1 TNT barrel to clear out that path. And yeah, so that midway that you get in the stage, technically it literally does nothing, because once you respawn, all the bees are respawned, you need to do it all over again. But this one is that was a quality of life change. This stage had many iterations, and that one was put in so you can actually start picking the animal body you want to practice first without having to go through the Rambi section all the time. But yeah, it's these 4 animal bodies, you gotta beat them, and you get 4 TNT barrels, you can bomb open the path, and you just you win the stage. So yeah, the really hard part about this is you have to really do all of this in one go, which is crazy. It's called Bramble Antics. Some of you, if there's some diehard DKC fans in chat, might remember this is a reference to Animal Antics in DKC2.
That was a really nice level.
That was really good. And needless to say, the biggest time loss in the whole game if you miss it, if you die on that stage. This one is a survival stage. You just wait and survive the hooks that fly at you. Or you just go off screen at a certain time and roll into a corner, and you kill one of the crooks throwing the hook. Because people are so great, they just like to break my levels a lot, and I'm really thankful for that.
And easy stage.
Yeah, he beat it. How did he do it? How did he survive the stage? That was incredible. I still don't get it. Great.
So
I could
next
have
up
basically just made a stage and put like a goalpost in there too, right? Because that was
pretty much.
literally what it was.
Yeah. But yeah, these days 4-5 Cannon Clash, another Cannonball escort mission where you have to dodge these fake cannons that actually do give you a bonus game, but you will kind of go back to the start if you enter one of them.
Yeah, Blue does not like escort stages, so he really has to go through this now. Unfortunately, there's like no cool skips or anything. I really made sure that you can't cheese this because there have been cheese attempts before, but
Yeah,
all the
and a lot
people
of
that tried
success
it are
ones
now
as
in
well.
jail. I'm just kidding. They're not in jail, but yeah, I fixed the stage. This is not.
I mean, I found one and I'm still here, so I think we should be fine.
Oh, I thought you did commentary from jail, so I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. No,
but for real, this stage is quite hard.
Yeah.
If you miss one of these throws, you're basically done for. So.
And this stage actually has a cool mechanic with start select. You don't actually, if you lose the cannonball, you don't actually have to die. You can start select out of it, and there is a few other levels as well, like 2-2. And the next level actually that uses that custom code. Even if you haven't beaten stage, you can still start select out of it.
Yeah, it's really useful for stages where you're really dependent on some certain gimmick, some sort of thing. And I have like exactly 2 escort stages. One of them is 2-2, where you had to escort a cannonball, and this one is the other one where you have to also do that, but the challenge is to dodge the cannons on the way. This one was in fact inspired by an SMW stage that I've seen in a ROM hack. I think it was in Jump, or maybe Jump and a Half. But yeah, that was like, there was like a stage where you had to escort a key and had to dodge keyholes. And yeah, I thought, hey man, I need to do a stage like that.
Hey man.
Yeah, this one kills many runs too. I mean, it's still, I nerfed it quite a bit. It's not super duper hard, but once again, it's really dependent on that one thing, and that thing being this time the second Kong. This is called Team Up Trouble. You really need to keep both Kongs at all times. You need to cooperate with them in order to beat this stage. If you lose one of them, unless there's another DK barrel ahead, which you see right here, I believe Blue will deboost here in fact. But like in pretty much any other spot, you would actually have to reset this and start select out of it. This one also uses the start select code, so it's possible to start select at all times.
Yep, and this first half, again, like many stages in this world, is really long, and if you die, you're gonna lose a lot of time. So pretty much the story of World 4, like we've told about many times.
I can't believe you just jumped over that guy. Did you guys always do that? Or
I didn't even know that strat existed. I haven't actually watched those new PB.
His hitbox goes so high up, so I thought he would still like get you if you're not careful. So that's I mean, kudos to him. That's really ballsy.
Here was actually a big thing that got removed, that you actually would have to know a bit more fine details about DKC mechanics. But that got removed there. You would have to do like a double team up after that last flitter, but that got removed. So now you can just normally do a team up throw to get on that ledge with the cutlass.
Yeah, it used to be quite difficult. All right, and my best treatment to boss stages, am I right? It's just
yep.
Just always just add more Brambos because it's necessary. You know, sometimes you just need more Brambos in stages, and yeah, this boss wasn't spicy enough.
Yeah, also some of these brambles have really deceptive corners, and you have to be really careful where you fly.
Yeah,
otherwise
or you just fly straight up into the bee and, you know, not care about anything.
Yep.
All right, calm down, Blue. We know this is a speed run, all right, but you don't need to like overdo it now. Oh, this guy's just a madman. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is a madman.
This is really scary right now.
I don't know how he keeps getting away with this. This has to stop. This guy has to die. I mean, he had 1 death in this run, I think. That is just absolutely crazy so far.
Yeah, I think only 1 death in 3-2, and that's it.
Yeah. But no pressure, Blue, if you're hearing this. No pressure. Okay, so this last phase is quite a bit... Ooh, okay. Yeah. That was bound to happen. I was about to say that looked really scary. So this last phase is really difficult if you ever miss a shot on a B. I think I jinxed him, actually.
Yeah, you're gonna get run out of space really quickly if you miss one of your shots.
Yeah.
Kind of get pushed into a bramble or another bee.
I claimed another victim, boys. All right. Yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens. It happens. But no pressure, Blue. All right. Okay. So yeah. Now he's having a much better run on this. He gets the front shots, which are really easy to. What I'm saying, really difficult to hit, because he actually has a smaller hitbox. From the front. For his last hit, we can just pick up the... Okay. He does...
There is an invincibility barrel for a reason, and the guy just decides not to get it. Okay.
Alright. Yeah, Okay. I don't know what happened there, but I'm happy he just like showed off. Why are the coins blue? Because the people ran out of gold paint and now they use lapis lazuli instead. Alright, this stage is actually kind of cool because it introduces this new gimmick called warping. It's like a warp stage, and yeah, you roll past these signs and the magic happens. You just warped into one of these ghosty boys, and the cool thing about this is it carries over any momentum that you had before that. So rolls, glides, jumps, it'll all get carried over into the next thing, which is utilized in several ways here.
Yeah, this is a really cool stage, and like the mechanics and design behind it and how it works, it's really interesting. And yeah, it's just a really fun stage to run.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. It also doesn't have a midway because of those warp barrels.
Yeah,
warps, not barrels, but warps.
Yeah, that's true. This stage does not have a single midway. One thing to mention for this world, this one is infamously known for, I mean, sort of also killing runs, because there's one thing that is kind of unfortunate. DKC2 has a lot of really bad ledges for the World 5 tile sets. And so these like mountain ledges that you can see, if you roll off of them and jump at the same time you're gonna leave them, sometimes your jump gets eaten and you just drop into a pit. And that's really unfortunate, and that'll apply to 3 levels. The first one that we already passed now, not so much than the others, but like the 5-3 is heavily affected by it, and you will most likely see a ledge death that I'm not really proud of. But yeah, and then the new stage that replaces Webwoods also has several points where that can happen. I'd be surprised if you wouldn't die to a ledge death. Unfortunately, I have to say that. Fortunately, though, just recently I made a discovery that'll most likely fix this issue, and I'll be able to rework 5-3 into something that doesn't eat inputs anymore at all. Thank you, DNA. I will fix my hack.
Yeah, ledge death killing runs is and was always really, really unfortunate, because some of the jumps require you to jump like close to the ledge, like the edge of the ledge, and you just kind of have to do it and pray that the input doesn't get eaten. So yeah, it would be really, really good if that problem would go away and would be able to fix it.
Yeah. I'm not so sure about the other stages, but 5-3 definitely. I already made the adjustments and that one is ready to go. But yeah, we'll need to see about the other ones because of the tile set. Working with the tile set in Donkey Kong Country games is really, really, really difficult. Like, we don't really have anything as sophisticated as Luna Magic or anything like that. So yeah. This is the stage I was talking about, actually. All these ledges can be a rip run pretty much. That one, wait, no, that was intentional actually. That was just a newer strat that I haven't seen yet. I was kind of confused why he would run so deep. He rolls so deep, I mean.
Rolling deep.
Rolling deep. Yeah, so he's doing really good so far, and he'll probably get the midway for safety, obviously.
Yeah, and also you can see him jumping like before the edge of the platforms, and that's just to avoid getting ledged.
Yeah, you don't want to get ledged. Game Boy Color DKC Unveiled, by the way.
This ending is really cool. So all of the SMW players will enjoy this Yoshi's treatment that Ratley is going to get here.
Yeah, we
Ratley.
dropped Yoshi in the pit there because we don't need him.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I see. People of culture in this chat. Okay, so this one is actually a Yoshi only stage. All the way. So I don't know if you guys knew Parachute Panic for the original game. This is kind of scary right here. I don't think that deboost was intended. But yeah, Parachute Panic is that one crazy stage where you drop down the whole like honeycomb right to the bottom with the parrot, right? And all of that size of the whole stage, I just turned into this one where you climb it back up because I felt like just dropping down it wasn't tedious enough, right? So I needed to come up with something to make sure it is. And yeah, this was my idea. This is my take on the level. And as you can see, it's really, really long and not easy. So we just reached the midway, by the way. That was like, I don't know how many minutes of platforming, but that was already pretty long.
Yeah, again, this is a long level.
Yeah.
And like I said, at somewhere in like World 2. Oh, unfortunate death. Yeah, it's easy to die here. If you miss a jump or you get off cycle, like that guy shooting barrels, it's really easy to die in this stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, in like all the way back in World 2, what Blue is doing that everyone mightn't realize is that he is using the snake doing double jumps that are like in vanilla, but they are not intended. And there is two ways to do them. You can either hold A when you land and tap B for I think it's only a few frame window, or you can hold A and B before landing, called a true double jump, which gives you a bit more height. And he's utilizing those mechanics to get through the states a lot faster than you would have to, or you would do with just the normal charge jump.
Yeah, that's true. These double jumps are all generally considered pretty hard. The short hop that he did a lot is not that difficult, but even if you tend to miss it up, then you still will probably get hit in return, so it's really punishing, and there's not many DK barrels in that stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't seen a ledge death yet, but this one might be a really good candidate for that. This is my take on Webwoods. This is so the whole ground is slippery, it's icy. All the jumpy and the walking. Ooh, that was not a ledge death, by the way, but the roll ran out. So all the jumpy and the walking enemies are invul, and they'll just kill you. There's nothing you can do about it. You touch them, you'll lose pretty much. So yeah, this one is difficult. If you guys thought Webwoods was difficult already, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Also, this stage is heavily buffed. This was like one of the easiest stages, in my opinion, in the entire hack. And I actually, on my first playthrough, I actually one-shotted the second half. And Empty was like, I'm having none of this, and buffed this by a lot.
Yeah, I think I was there live, and I was like, okay, yeah, I got enough of this. I can't see this. I can't see people just crush that hack, dude. Yeah, this was really easy, but simply for the fact that Dixie was pretty OP in this stage. And she still kind of is the main Kong on this, right? Because you can like hover over a lot of things. And that just makes it a ton easier because you don't have to rely on rolling. You don't have to rely on the ledges. It's generally just a lot more controllable, pretty much. This one is difficult, really difficult. Oh, he doesn't even roll jump there because he wants to prevent a ledge death. Oh yeah, he cancels out there too. Crazy. Okay, yeah, that was really safe. I like it. Really good strats. This one's a solo Kong level until you get the other one. This is more like this boss fight is more like almost like a puzzle sort of thing. Not really a puzzle, but you get what I mean. Like every section has this little like riddle aspect to it. You got to figure out how to solve it.
And there is actually going to be some cool speed strats on these second and third platforms. No one saw that, Golden Bear.
No one saw that. That was not golden.
So what Blue did is he went into the platform on the right and killed the birds when they were spawning in. And that's actually a speed strat that is in vanilla as well.
Yeah. He's gonna do that one here as well. And he gets it. Crazy. I love that strat so much. Kills all the birds immediately, can switch back to Dixie because that's faster. And we're off to World 6. And this is where the difficulty really ramps up. Ladies and gentlemen, you haven't seen anything like this before, I don't think.
And of course, Blue is not gonna die once, and it's gonna look really easy.
You sure about that?
No.
Commentators.
I can't even count how many runs.
Oh, this is a really good backup strat. He just picked the DK barrel up. You were supposed to get the invo and just run for it. Okay. Slow down there, fella. Ooh, okay. Okay, Blue. Oh, we got this.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm sure most of you noticed already, but it's worth mentioning that water it kills you. You take a hit if you touch the water.
Oof. Okay, we're back on track, dude. Okay, so yeah, the water, yeah, it hurts you because this water is ice cold and it'll give you frostbite. And you don't want to touch it without an invul barrel. And so the gimmick of this stage is to collect all these really tightly timed invul barrels. That was absolutely nuts, by the way. Holy hell. Okay,
cool
yeah,
strat.
that's impressive. What's cooler than being cool? I'd say ice cold. So yeah, this one. So yeah, this one introduces the seizure bees. I hate that name, by the way. I hate that name, Baby Rage. But the thing is, yeah, I used to call them brightmares. That was my intended name for it, because they're like ghosty and stuff, and they're really cool. Fun fact: the flickering of them is actually not intended to mess with your eyes. That was just a byproduct of making them, pretty much. So the lore behind these bees, or quote-unquote lore, as to how I made them, is quite interesting. If you guys know like how the rotor blades of helicopters work, by the way, that's the only example I can find here. They turn so fast, they almost look like they're going slow again, right? And that's what's happening here. These bees spin around so quickly that they are at 4 spots at the same time, only with the difference that it's not just a visual, but all 4 can actually hurt you in this game. And if you can only see 2 on stream right now, that means you're watching at a different bitrate maybe, because they only show up at 60 FPS. And that's really important to note. If you're only seeing 2 bees, always remember there's actually 4 that he has to dodge.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically it's only 1 bee, and that has several reasons, because it still acts as just 1 bee, so it's major lag reduction. If you would have 4 bees instead, there would be a lot of lag and it would be unplayable.
So now Blue is making his way through 6-3 Castlophobia, and those who have played the SMW hack, I think it's Claustrophobia. Similar concept, of course. It's not like 1 level, it's 1 screen, but you get these like 1 screen-ish platforming hazards, puzzles, so on, that you have to dodge and then continue and move on to the next screen.
Blue's crazy for doing that strat, by the way. That's really tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, this stage is one of my babies. I actually like this one a lot. Pretty proud of this because it also has these puzzle aspects to it, right? Like you gotta solve each section, like how do I do this now with this limited space and stuff. And surprisingly, to my surprise, there's actually a lot of different stats that came out of this. I thought this would be kind of clear the way you would route it and stuff and always be the same, but there's a lot of different strats that people do on this.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, this is the Blue's favorite level in this hack.
Yeah. And I can see why. It's cool to like solve all these little puzzles and stuff. Now we'll have to see a bit of adjusting here, though. Okay, he knows the backups for this one, which is great. He's gonna hide into the staircase. Yep. And that's really nice. So yeah, tight corners and stuff is the gist of this level. And gonna have to dodge that clobber there, and we're basically through the stage.
Yeah. Also, the DK coin, you might be able to see it.
Yep, there was the
It's
DK.
right there. If you miss it, if you miss the goal, miss the DK coin, you play that level again.
Alright, can I get some cool cats in chat? Because it's time to take out your shades. If you weren't blind before, you certainly are now if you don't have your shades up.
Yep. And this level does not look as bright on stream. I have noticed that. So it's gonna be a lot brighter for Blue.
Yep, and probably this one also causes a lot of color palette glitches, so apologies, but yeah, that's nothing I can really fix. So these brightmares, as I call them, seizure bees as everyone else calls them, they're everywhere on this stage pretty much. He's gonna try to deboost off of this, and people might be asking themselves now, but Empty, you talked about the team up throw being really broken, right? Why don't they just like skip the whole stage here? Well, you know, I kind of made sure that doesn't work. I just straight up disabled the button, and that's an unfortunate death. He tried to deboost up there first, but didn't get it, and then the bees messed with him. Thankfully, he did get the midway, so that's good.
Yeah, you can try and press A as hard as you want, but you are just not gonna team up.
Yeah, it's a fun little party trick, to be fair. Like, the first time people play this stage, they're like pressing it and stuff, and we're all just, dude, what's going on? Why didn't you just like team up? You can like skip this low, and they're like, no, I can't. I literally can't. I'm like, is your A button broken or something? They're like, no, dude, I think it's working. I'm like, dude, you need to check your controller or something. This can't be it. But yeah, this is so far in the base game. This is the only stage that really disables a button. I don't really have any other stage like that except for in Lost World, maybe, or maybe not. Haha. So
Play the game to find out.
oh yeah, this is really risky. Suus told me you can die on that one if you just like bonk into it multiple times.
Yeah, for some reason, if you take that barrel that takes you to the cruncher, sometimes you just die for no reason. It just bounces you off the cruncher 2 times, and if the cruncher gets hit once, after that he's going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. This one is crazy. This stage is crazy in the speedrun. I hope he gets everything because this one is quite fast and really, really difficult platforming. Or maybe not that difficult platforming. Actually, one of the easiest stages in World 6, to be fair. But really difficult in the speedrun.
Yeah, the strats that are used actually make this level a lot harder, at least in my opinion. You can also skip some of this hard movement he's doing by doing team-up throws by a surprise. But he's going fast and not doing the team-ups because teaming up loses time.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a sick roll.
This guy's on fire right now. So these red enemies, these new ones, they also are invincible. So the idea behind this is that the dark blue one, purplish crocs are usually the frozen type, and they're like invul. But the red ones are like the ones that go really fast and are also invul. That's the difference here. And so we're kind of ramping up the difficulty a little bit because we don't want to have this game be too easy, am I right? That would be crazy if that was too easy.
Yep.
A little bit
also,
of a shortcut.
Another developer shortcut.
Yeah. And next up, actually, a really, really interesting one. You don't want to miss out on this one. So this one's crazy. This one is infamously known as probably the hardest stage of the game. And a lot of you guys probably get reminded of SNW watching this because this is really like some SNW stages. People say this is borderline Kaizo. So like maybe what's the term for it? Kaizo Light.
Yeah, Catalan is the
Yeah.
human viable hacks. But yeah, I guess it's good to mention. We haven't really thought about it, but this game is hard, but it's not Kaizo. This is like the close it gets to being Kaizo.
Yeah. This is the closest it gets. People still tend to think it is Kaizo just because Donkey Kong Country is not really what they play, but there are actual Kaizo Donkey Kong Country 2 hacks made by people like Mario, and those things are crazy and can literally probably not be solved without save states. Some jumps even take minutes with save states on them, so that's Kaizo to me, when you have to have a certain playstyle to beat some certain obstacle, and only that playstyle will work. This one still has a lot of variety and leeway, but it is pretty tight in some places, so this one is, I would consider it Kaizo Light maybe, yeah.
Yeah, these are really good. If you beat this level, I would say that you have a pretty good understanding of like basic movement, rolling, jumping, so on.
Yeah. So this stage, you can only enter it with one Kong, and it is Kong cycling again. So you enter it on Dixie, you get solo Diddy. You enter it on Diddy, you get solo Dixie. And the thing is that, as you can see, this is just pure platforming. The Toxic rises up again, which, just like in the vanilla game, it did, right? Only the difference is this time it's much.
Oh no!
Yeah, this time it's much faster, and the movement is much tighter and stuff. So he's probably gonna take a death here. Yeah, not a surprise. Dixie or Diddy are not really like different speeds because they kind of match up in this stage. Usually Diddy is a lot faster, but I kind of put like these sections in where you have to wait for the Toxic to catch back up on you. So that kind of makes them on par again. But yeah, usually people like to control this much better with Diddy because you just have much more control of it, and Diddy is just much faster.
Yeah, Blue always takes a death if he dies. My strat is to just try it with Dixie. I actually know both of the, or have learned both of the routes. But
yeah, same. I actually also do both, but I mean, to each their own. He's really comfy with Diddy. The thing is, funny enough, actually, that most people that play this and they're really casual about it, and maybe they've only played DKC2 Vanilla for like once or twice in their childhood, they consider this game or this stage almost impossible and will like immediately stop using Diddy when they get the chance to pick him, because they think Dixie is easier. And to some extent that is true. Dixie is way more casual, and most of these barrels over here are put into the game to help Dixie out gaining more speed because she needs to catch up to Diddy, who is much faster.
And we are true.
On the speedrun, we just picked this. And now for the plot of this game, where's Donkey? Well, I don't care, but Winky is certainly not allowed in here, so that's a shocker, big shocker. I'm actually shocked right now. I think I blacked out for a second.
Yeah, I think we have to do something about it.
Yeah, we really do. We really do. So we go into Limbo. Final stage of the game, 7-1. Pretty difficult stage, casually and in the speedrun way. This stage looks absolutely gorgeous in the speedrun. So this stage is called Kong Conundrum. And you see these Kong letters that Blue will collect. That's because that is part of the actual riddle. So to beat this stage, you have to collect all Kong letters. And the way I solved this issue was pretty much there was a mechanism at the end of the stage, narrow path again, just like in 4-3 Bramble Antics. And for each Kong letter you collect, you'll get a TNT barrel that'll blow up 1B in the path, and eventually you'll be able to get through all the way to the goal. So this is not really easy because in the whole stage, this stage is really huge, and in the whole stage it's mazy too, and there's only one DK barrel in the whole stage. I mean technically two, but the other one is right before the goal path pretty much because you need 2 Kongs to be able to deboost through this last part.
This is
So
another
if you-
2-1 jump to get this G. That's not the intended way to get that letter.
Oh yeah,
You
right.
can
You-
skip
you-
the entire G part by doing the 2-1 jump. What was the 2 frame to 1 frame teaming up to get a higher jump?
Yeah, there's really a lot of like super cool strats on this stuff that are like definitely not intended, but they're really cool. And another one we're gonna see here, so Dixie's hitbox is a bit larger. So he's gonna swap to Dixie and he's gonna just jump through the vine into the barrel right there, getting him to the upper path, and now he can bomb himself through this corridor 4 times. And we'll get the CK rule.
So yeah, in this corridor, if you wouldn't collect the con letters, these chests that Blue is breaking would give you the respective con letter, and not the TNT barrel to get through.
Yeah. And I mean, this is just K. Rool, right? What could you change on this? So I mean, this is basically just the vanilla fight. Is what most people would think when they enter this. The real thing about this is it's not, and it's definitely really difficult. Oh wow, this one is going really slow. That's kind of easy.
Yeah, if you get off script on this fight, it's really hard to recover.
Yeah. The thing about this fight, as you just already said, you really have to stay to some sort of strats that you do. You have to get used to some sort of strats, some timing things. This is all the patterns in this stage are going to be dependent on the timing of your throw. So in the vanilla game, you would get a DK barrel at this point, but I thought it would be way cooler if there was just this cannonball flying around, messing with your throws and jumps and stuff, right? Giving Blue a really hard time right now. And we can all agree on the fact that that's a great change, right? Great change. That's everything we ever wanted.
Yep, for sure.
All we need is this cannonball, so we can't jump here anymore, pretty much. And yeah, we also have to time our jumps onto the barrels, because if we bounce the wrong way, then fun times. Whatever you say. Well, the thing is, the problem about this stage right now, right, is there's this cannonball flying around at the top part of the screen. It's just like really annoying, It's bugging me out the whole time. And you're asking yourself, when does it disappear, right? Just when does it disappear? But like, fear not. I can confirm right now. It's just not gonna disappear. It's not.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be there.
Yeah. So what can we do about this? This would be where the second DK barrel spawns, right? Yeah, that's also a cannonball right now. But thankfully, K. Rool took him out of his misery already, so there you go. So if you thought...
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you thought K. Rool 1 was hard in vanilla already, then yeah, this one's quite a bit harder.
Yeah, so what I was talking about on the first try, when you get off cycle, that means that every cannonball from the second cycle onwards will matter, or however you want to count the cycles. I count the cycles in a way where K. Rool goes down. So when the first cannonball spawns that like hovers above you, all the throws that you do matter on the next cycle, because the cannonball is going to be in a different spot, and that can really throw you off.
Yeah.
If you miss a throw or something else happens.
Yeah, Blue's estimate was a 120, which was really generous, but that was like all things in mind and calculated, because anything can happen on this in some stages, like 4-3 for example. If you die on that, that costs you like 4 minutes right away. So that's crazy. I don't think he really is at the point of like 120-ish or something. I think he's still in the 110s. His record is actually a sub-hour, and that is the second only sub-hour that has ever been reached in this game. He has a 59.10 right now, and the world record is held by Void with a 58.41, and Blue has been on world record paces a lot lately, so I'm sure he'll get it soon. And yeah, this is crazy to watch how far we can push this game down. Fortunately, he missed the barrel there, so he'll have to do this whole phase again. I hope this doesn't mess with the cycles or anything, but the only thing that really matters is when the second cannonball comes in, the one that comes in circular. That's when you really need to time your throws so that the balls line up.
Yeah, if he can dodge these cannonballs, he can actually determine the cycle on this throw. If he can time it right, he can get back on track. I think he got it.
Yeah, and I'm with you guys. Like, don't forget to follow Blue if you're really into this sort of content, because he is one of the all-time greatest Donkey Kong Country 2 runners and also Donkey Kong Country 2 Unveiled. So he's not exclusively playing ROM hacks or anything. He's just playing this because he really likes Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you give him a follow if you like this sort of stuff, because this is really, really awesome to watch. And yeah, I'm excited to even be here. I didn't even say that yet, but it's really cool to get to show off this hack and stuff at big marathons, and really thankful that we can do this here tonight.
Yep, definitely. It's really cool that this game has its time to shine.
All right, last phase. Ironically, the easiest one, unless you do not know what it's about. So there is some strats here, and right now he's just holding down right, because what these things do is they reverse your controls. The cool thing about this is it also reverses your up and down controls. So if you hold down, then it'll be actually up, and vice versa.
The last throw.
And that way you can keep running, and as you saw, he'll automatically put out when the wind comes in, and time is up. And we beat the game. Golden Donkey to finish him off.
Nice run.
Really, really nice run, Blue. Awesome run.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me do Donkey Kong Country 2 Unveiled.
That was crazy, Blue. Good job.
That run was good. That run's good.
4 or 5 deaths, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
That was crazy. That was crazy. This game is really, really difficult. This was an amazing run. I don't know the time on this actually, but I believe it was something around 110 or so.
I don't know either.
I think it's 105.
105. That's. I mean, that would be a big time PB for me. Guess I gotta practice more.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, that was definitely a really good run.
Thank you.
I'm getting word that the official time was 105.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy actually. 105 is really, really good.
Yeah, like keeping in mind that if your PB is 58 minutes, if you die once, you can lose 3 minutes, and then it's already over an hour. So 105 is really, really good.
Yeah, so no, this was not vanilla text for those who were wondering. I've been adjusting that. This one still is actually, I still need to change that, but the text before that was not. And Cranky is kind of hinting at more secrets. So if anyone is crazy enough to attempt this game and try to beat it 102%, go ahead. I can tell and confirm right now there's much more to do than just the regular vanilla 102. This is actually
extremely fun.
Yeah, so 102 in this game, for everyone that likes this sort of stuff, 102 is my baby, alright? Every puzzle, every bonus I should say, is more like a puzzle and stuff that you need to find out. And yeah, it's not as easy to get into the Lost World as the vanilla game, but that's also the fun of it. Yeah. Alright, I think that was it, right?
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Thanks for having us. Honestly, really appreciate it. Thanks for
thanks a lot. Was a lot of fun.
Raising money for direct relief.